It's time for Conversation Corner. Hit it.
Conversation Corner is the place to go. Information, entertainment from the folks you know. The old coyote is howling. Let's get on with the show.
Welcome to Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on Airport Road in Weatherford. Go and check out Lucille's. They're able to accommodate you, do the social distancing thing, and also you can go in, dine in, and enjoy yourself. Breakfast right now at Lucille's. Good stuff. They're going to bring breakfast burritos to our birthday, June the 1st.
You stop it. Monday morning, we're going to have unlimited amounts of breakfast burritos?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be unlimited amounts, but first come, first serve, because we're starting at 9. From 9 to 5, we're going to have an open house. We're going to have cake and punch, but I hear they're going to supply some breakfast burritos in the morning. And those are my favorite. I love their breakfast burritos.
I'm a fan. The Mother Road Special, though, that's where it's at. The all-you-can-eat, that's where.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Carl Bailey is in the studio with us, running for Custer County Commissioner, one of the 3 candidates. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
Man, the sun came up today. How about this weather lately? Has it not just been beautiful?
It has been.
It's great.
It's cloudy.
My poor grill's getting tired. I'm just wearing it out every day.
Grill.
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you think I said?
I thought you said girl. I was like, well, what are you doing to your girls?
Well, they're tired too because we're making them play outside.
Yeah.
Pretty much all day, all night. You know, we've pretty much shut off the iPad, shut off the Switch is what they like to play, and we're making them jump on the trampoline and on the swing set as much as possible.
Well, Carl, we're looking forward to getting to know you and getting to know what you stand for and why we should vote for you as Custer County Commissioner, as the newest Custer County Commissioner. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. On Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on the Coyote.
The new Van and John Show on Coyote Mornings.
This is Vanessa from the new Van and John Show. Are you ready for things to get back to normal? Have you been fantasizing about going out to eat, enjoying that wonderful atmosphere of the steakhouse, diner, or bar? What? Am I talking about a specific one? Hey, if you're ready to venture out, start with Lucille's Roadhouse. Not only are they doing everything they can to make sure that your dining experience is safe, clean, and comfortable, but they've also made some fun changes you've got to see. Come see what's new at Lucille's Roadhouse off Airport Road in Weatherford.
It's time for today's Medical Minute, brought to you by Dr. Blake Badgett and nurse practitioners Stephanie Yoder and Tasha Robinson. Dr. Badgett, tell us about the symptoms of coronavirus.
The symptoms typically are going to be something like a common cold, and that's the problem. You know, coughing and fever and shortness of breath. So those symptoms are very similar to what we're currently seeing with the flu, which is making it a little bit more difficult to determine who has it, who doesn't.
And if someone needs to be tested, how does that work?
They will go through a questionnaire. Once that's been completed, then phone calls placed to the state health department. Nasal swabs and oral swabs are recommended, and those will be sent off to the state health department where the COVID-19 testing will be run, and that patient will remain in quarantine for 14 days or until the test comes back and shows it's negative.
And Dr. Badgett, what's the best way to prevent it?
It's kind of common sense, and we've kind of migrated away from that. It seems like, literally just washing our hands and staying home from work when you're sick. And those are going to be things that are all going to be real important to help prevent the spread of this.
If you're concerned about the coronavirus, contact your family physician or Dr. Blake Badgett, nurse practitioner Stephanie Yoder, or Tasha Robinson.
Hey Brooklyn, what does integrity mean?
Well, Carson, it means that someone is honest and has good morals.
Oh, well that explains why people keep saying that Papa has integrity. Sounds just like him.
It sure does. He's definitely a man that means what he says and keeps his word.
He would be an amazing county commissioner.
He'd be the best.
Vote for our Papa, Carl Bailey, for Custer County Commissioner for District 2 on Tuesday, June 30th.
Paid for by Friends for Bailey for County Commissioner 2020.
Excuse me, officer. Does it say sheriff on your vehicle?
No, ma'am, but I am Elk City Police Chief Eddie Holland, and we are in Beckham County.
Beckham County? I must have taken a wrong turn. I'm just trying to get to District Attorney Angela Marcy's office. People are calling me, saying I missed jury duty, and if I don't send them some money, they're going to come out and arrest me. I've got to talk to her about this.
Ma'am, that would never happen. Don't worry. It's a jury duty scam.
By the way, officer, I was speeding, wasn't I?
No, ma'am, you were not speeding.
Ran a stop sign, crossed the yellow line.
No, ma'am, you'll be fine.
Listen here, I could be packing an illegal firearm or drugs. Shouldn't you be patting me down?
Ma'am, I don't think a pat down's quite necessary. I will give our District Attorney, Angela Marcy, a call for you.
District Attorney Angela Marcy.
I have a lady over here named Maxine. I think you need to speak with her.
So now she's in Beckham County? Just send her back this way.
Okay, ma'am, just go east on I-40. I'll alert Clinton Chief Police Paul Wrinkle and Weatherford Chief Lewis Flowers, and you have a great day.
Wrinkle and Flowers. Seriously? That can't be right.
Sponsored by Wright Broadcasting Systems.
Susie Save-A-Lot here. Get more and spend less at Save-A-Lot this week in Weatherford. 3 pounds of chicken wings for $7.99. 1 pound of fish fillets are $2.99. And 1 pound of strawberries are only $2.49. Please don't get bogged down in long lines. Shop at Save-A-Lot, where it's easy, quick, and safer. They offer curbside service for the elderly. And for updated prices and availability, check out at SAL Weatherford OK on Facebook today. Save-A-Lot, all at Washington and Main and the Weatherford Shopping Center.
Van and John Show on the Coyote.
Good morning, it's Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford. All you can eat fish and chips tomorrow, don't forget.
All you can eat, sorry.
All you can eat. Joining us is Carl Bailey, and you're one of the 3 folks that has, you have posters all over the place. Vote for Carl Bailey for Custer County Commissioner. Hello.
Hello.
So where do you live in Weatherford, I guess, right?
Southeast of Weatherford.
Okay, cool. So let's get to know you. Who's Carl Bailey?
Yeah.
What about your family life? And yeah, what's your what do you do? What do you do for a living?
Well, my life has been majority spent right here at Weatherford in Custer County. I was gone to Arkansas for part of my high school years. Came back for college at Southwestern. Ended up graduating from Southwestern. Met my wife there while she was attending. She finished. Anyway.
What did she finish with?
The secretarial certificate, which is a 1.5-year program.
Okay.
Cool.
And mine was an associate in electromechanical technology.
Wow. Sounds like some smart stuff there.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't handle the engineering part, so that's why I went that direction. But anyway, I ended up using that degree for quite a number of years. Actually, you still use it every day. You don't realize it.
Oh, how?
How?
Yeah.
Oh, anytime you're in electromechanical, that is, for instance, I helped my son with his farming operation, custom hay, custom Bermuda sprigging. We're all the time working on equipment, and so that's the mechanical part.
Okay.
And electro, can deal with electric systems on your equipment.
I could see that. Just, don't shock yourself. That's how you know. Or don't short something out. My dad would get mad if I touched something to something and sparks started flying.
Yes, sir.
I'd bust a fuse here or there. And nowadays they got tractors that just drive themselves. I mean, you take an electro and mechanical. Literally, they got like steering and GPS navigation, and is it not crazy how it's changed from?
I'm telling you, I come back to the farm to help him, and he puts me in a sprayer with auto steer.
Right.
And I said, "You got to show me this thing."
Right.
But it works great.
No.
Yes, technology is great. It allows the farmer to be more productive. At the end of the day, he's not so wore out to where he can spend some time with his young children if he's got them.
Right. No, that makes sense. So you and your wife, and then you live in Weatherford now, currently?
Yes.
Awesome. And you said you after college you went into just the working world. You worked for the county at some point?
I did. Actually, I wasn't in college yet when I started working for the county.
Okay.
And while I was working for them, I decided, I need to get certified in welding because I was on the bridge crew. And so I went back to school for that, got certified, then became bridge foreman. And so that was my start back into education.
Right. I can see that. You make some pretty good money welding, right? Isn't that what I hear? I mean, maybe not for the county.
Well, it put groceries on the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
We always, we were a kid when we were in college. All our roommates always come up with these really high-paying, fun jobs that looked like they wouldn't be that hard. Underwater welding was brought up at one point.
Underwater welding.
Yeah, but turns out it's a little more dangerous than.
Sounds horrible.
I know one gentleman that made a career that way, and I shouldn't say a career. He started that way, and then he got smart.
Yeah, exactly. So then after the county and whatnot, you said you got into the oil field for a little bit.
Well, that came along later. I went to 3M. And spent over 21 years through the 4 company changes. When I left there, it was Eastman Kodak, which now it's Mariclon. But then after I left Eastman Kodak, that's when I went to the oil field for 9 years.
Very cool. And then, then kind of that's been going on recently, I guess. Is that?
It slowed down greatly. Yeah, November 6th was my last day out there.
Yeah, no, you are preaching to Oklahomans right now. Like it's. It's and then the whole COVID thing, like everything started just going south, and with the Oklahoma's economy and oil. We've talked about that for a while, and then this last quarantine session, if you will, how's that affected you at all, you and your family?
Oh, it's made us stay closer to home. We spend more time as a family.
Yeah.
Just because people are uncomfortable if you go out.
Right.
And I don't want to add to someone else's being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We ask ourselves, or we always say, as much as I'm sad about the COVID thing and everything that happened and people that lost their lives, I really do think it was beneficial for my family. Like with the amount of family time, we were in this rush world, work this, work that, always on your phone, always doing something. And it's definitely changed that a little bit and kind of gave me a new perspective of what being a dad is.
It does remind me of a disaster, though, or some type of tornado where we hunkered down and we stayed away, and then now we're coming out and we're seeing where the damage is. And there's a lot,
Yes.
There's a lot. It's hurt a lot of businesses, and like you said, you were already laid off in November. My husband was laid off in May. So a lot of people were already hurt by that too. So, but talking about running for Custer County Commissioner, and of course you said you've been working for the county before and you have all of that experience. So it makes sense that you're interested in this position. But so what does a county commissioner do, for one thing, and what is important to you in those in sharing what a commissioner does? What's important to you?
As a Custer County Commissioner Board, there's 3 commissioners, and they are the administrators and really the what you would call a business manager for the county. They each one have their district, but they all 3 act when it comes to large expenditures. They all communicate every Monday morning, or if Monday's a holiday, they meet on Tuesday morning. They have roughly an hour-long meeting. It could run into 2 or 3 hours, depending on all the information they have to.
Now, you say they're a business manager, and you have experience as a manager as well, do you?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. My last job in the oil field was a manager. I had up to 47 employees under me.
Wow.
So there was a lot of personnel issues. I really enjoyed watching the young children, not children, I'm sorry. To me, they were children.
We call them kids now, right?
Yeah,
Right.
kids. Anyway, they were some of them in their 20s, but watching them develop, watching them grow their skill set, that was just, and you can take that anywhere, wherever you go. As far as, you don't want to necessarily be friends with your employee, but you want to mentor them. Mm-hmm. And I really think I can take that to the board as far as the staff in the county.
So you mentioned they're a business manager
Yes.
in some sort, and talked about the meetings and such. So what do you find the most important, as a commissioner? What do you feel like you'll focus on?
Actually the budget. You have to know which our budget's going to have to go down after the COVID, because the sources of revenue are naturally going to reduce because there's going to be less sales tax. People have less money to spend.
Right.
We're already seeing less permitting by the oil field. There are permits that go into the fund that the county is able to use. So a guy's going to have to really look at the budget very seriously and make sure he doesn't overspend.
I understand the overspend, but I think on the other side of that, you also have to look at cuts, right? I mean, what are some things that you feel like are places that maybe need to be trimmed?
Well, right now, Custer County haven't been frivolous in their spending.
Right.
So there's a guy's just going to have to look at it.
Right.
And when he gets in office and see where the highest expenditures are and see what he can adjust, because there will have to be some adjustments. I'm not saying a lot.
Right. And that's one of those hard things, too, because nobody knows. Everyone's trying to guess and take a guess, and the Oklahoma State legislators just got done trying to take their best guess with the tax recommendations from the Tax Commission of how much it's really going to be. But we operate in this 2-month behind cycle when we finally get updates on our sales taxes and then all that. And heck, Vanessa told me that she's not even going to pay her property tax anymore because – but since we don't have any, that's we don't have any money anymore. So that'll hurt too, right? If we all
not smart.
No, just kidding. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say there is other sources of funding from the state and federal. The part of being the administrator is you go after that money. You find out what the requirements are, and you just make sure that you have everything in order. And a big thing that everybody hears about now is FEMA money. Well, that's just a small portion of the available funds. But it's very important that you have all your paperwork in order. A big thing with FEMA is that you have the coordinates where your damage is, whether it be a bridge or a road. And as soon as it happens, you go out there, you document all your damage, and you get with FEMA. They come out and they look at it to see if they like your plan to repair. And anyway, so yes, you gotta pursue all avenues of
Yeah, 'cause I
revenue.
think that's what's. I think there's a bridge they're working on right now, or fixing to get bid out, or something of that nature, or maybe just got bid out.
It got bid out yesterday, or Tuesday.
There we go.
Yeah.
For that's a FEMA project, kind of what you mentioned. And then,
Correct.
heck, they also, you talked about, things are fixing to get tough. They had some extra money, and were able to not only pay the different municipalities, different cities and towns, but then also the different school districts throughout. I think they gave Weatherford like 48,000, something like that. Clinton got another 40,000, and then the Weatherford School District got another 40-something thousand, and Clinton School District got another 40,000. So I mean, I know we're not tightening our belt, but there's I guess, like you said, they're doing a pretty good job.
Yes, and some of the funds that you're speaking of right there, that came from abandoned properties. Taxes didn't get paid on them or whatever. And so, yes, they go to auction anytime you have something like that, and that money goes into the fund.
Never mind, Vanessa. I changed my mind. We better pay our taxes. turns
that's
out
fun.
they might just take it from us. Very cool. So we're excited. The election, by the way, is
June 30th.
June 30th is when it's time. And so tell me why is it important that you are the next Custer County Commissioner?
It's important from the fact that I have worked for the county. I've driven the majority of the county roads. But the big reason that I decided to run this time around is there is a group of fine gentlemen in the county that have come up and asked me to run.
Okay.
They know my history, they know my background, and I'm not saying I'm doing it just for them, but that was what made me decide to finally go for it.
I got you. Well, it sounds like it's going to be exciting. June 30th is the election day.
June 30th, yes.
You have until June 5th if you need to do the get registered part. We learned that the other day.
Oh, yes, if you're not already.
Yeah. I need to go change my location, but I kind of don't want to. Like where you vote at. You ever had that moment? Like
It happens on accident. I just renewed my license and it happened to me.
Well, they ask you
I
the
was like,
question.
No.
But yeah, no, my polling places, I got friends there. I've been there for the last 15, 20 years. I don't want to move. I'm not that. Am I that old? No, I'm not that old.
So other points that you want to make right here, having this platform, and also it's on Facebook Live, so you'll be able to share it with others. There's 2 other guys we're looking at. What do you want to make sure that people know? I know you talked about, for people that missed it, maybe you might touch on that again, that you have worked for the county.
Well, something that is very important for the smaller towns to realize, because I have had people ask me, I live in town, why should I vote for you? And the county helps the smaller towns with their streets and roads. Also, if you live in a larger town, your electricity, your gas comes across county area. And so the county roads have to be maintained so that the electric companies and the gas companies can maintain their lines to you to keep you in power. So I just think it's very important to let the people know that the county commissioner position is more than just roads and bridges, but it also affects everybody in the county.
Well, John, you're always saying, we talk all about the presidential election all the time.
That's right.
But the city elections and the county elections, those are really the most important.
Yes, I stand by that. They're the ones that affect you the most, the ones that you're going to see the quickest to your pocketbook. They're the ones you're going to affected by the roads you drive on, and they're the ones that affect you from the water you're drinking to who makes the best decision on which power company you have to choose. You got to love that monopoly. I love our power companies, but I'm just saying you don't have a choice. Or your gas company, you don't have a choice. Whatever your county or whatever your city has aligned with, that's the one you're doing, and you just hope you're getting the best price, the best service available. And so the way that all those things are decided are by who you vote on and who you put in your office. And I'm a huge believer that your local politicians, your local government affects you way more than anything the president's going to do to me tomorrow, unless he wants to send me another $1,200, and I'm okay with that. If he can do that, we're okay with that.
Well, I have one last question. Like, let's say that you win. What are you going to focus on? I know you mentioned the budget. Is that the biggest thing you're thinking about? Do you have an agenda? Is there something you're thinking of that is really needing attention?
I don't have an agenda, but besides the budget, I absolutely drive every county road. And just for instance, yesterday, I saw some issues with a county road that the county commissioner wasn't aware of. I called him, and he said, I'll get a truck right out.
Okay.
And so, but as a county commissioner, yes, I would be out there driving the roads, making sure that they're safe, not just for the local farmers, but for people that don't know that road. You know, they may be traveling down it, not realizing, hey, there's a washout up ahead, you know, and it just happened overnight situation, you know. So, but yes, I definitely want to address all the roads and bridges. It's good to know that they accepted the bid on a bridge that needed to be rebuilt. There is some continuing FEMA projects. Hopefully they'll be all addressed before the end of this year. But yep, other than the budget, I would say roads and bridges is very important that they're in as good a shape as we can afford.
Good answer. Well, Carl, I appreciate you coming in, and nice to meet you. Nice to see you face to face.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, John.
You're very welcome.
Conversation Corner is brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on the Coyote.
The Coyote.